All right. Ooh, all right. Here we are once again. Hey, everybody. I told you I was coming back today, right? So I'm hoping, number one, that my speaker is working well. So I'm just going to give myself a little volume to make sure we have sound. Okay. All right. Welcome, 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 and good evening. As you all know, my name is Joyce Spencer Mitts. And I am here tonight. We were going to do 7 o'clock, but I tapped in at 7:30. And that's because I wanted to give people time to get together. Also, I had a few technical difficulties. Okay. But it's okay. God's still good sitting on the throne. So just because my computer don't work right, it does not mean it's the end of the world. So to each and everyone tonight, as usual, I always give this disclaimer. You have the right to agree or disagree with anything that I have to say here tonight. And guess what? I'm still going to love you. It doesn't matter. Okay. So I just want to say thank you all for watching. Those that are watching, those going to watch the replay. I know I spoke to you earlier, off and on through the week, and we were talking about different subjects. I'm waiting now for my guest to arrive in the studio, and hopefully, he'll show up. So tonight is the beginning of our Truthfully Speaking, and it's a little bit of old school, a little bit of new school. So my co-host is about 40 years younger than me, and it's going to be awesome to hear what the young people are saying on different subjects and matters and as to what the old school, okay, I ain't gonna say old school, y'all, because I'm seasoned. I'm not gonna call myself old. Um, because when I'm old, I hope that time I'm through and gone to be with the Lord. Okay. So I want to say again, thank you all for joining us. And come on, tell your friends, push the buttons, invite people. If you're on YouTube or our Facebook, please don't hesitate to share, and share alike. Okay, this is for you, you, and you. Okay, so let's see here. Don't see my guests chiming in yet, but it's okay because y'all know me. I go along, and if they show up, they show up, and if they don't, okay. All right. So my thoughts tonight is to talk about two subjects. Okay, one is I know the tragedies that are going on. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's got an opinion. Everybody's got something to say. Whew. It's all right when you got something to say, but I hope you got something nice to say because everybody gets a turn. That's one of my sayings, and you don't ever know when your turn is coming. But as sure as we live and breathe, we will have trials and we will have tests. So we can understand that they are coming. How long they come to stay? Yeah, who knows? But it's going to be about how you process and go through as to how you get to the other side or how long these things last. Um, you know, we know that we study the word and God is the author and finisher of our faith, and so we have to clearly understand that yes, we have a choice. We can choose to follow him or not, but when it comes to the decisions of our life, he already know the plans that he has for us. So get in your word, read your word, remember what God says about it. Now I'm going to move past to say pray for those people who are still struggling. And we have so many devastations going on in the world. Uh, and a lot of things that are happening might have been happening, on a minute level. And now that it is exceeded as wide and as far as it has, I guess it's bringing more attention, more awareness to people. And if it's not bringing an awareness to you, perhaps you need to consider praying, seeking help, or seeking how to help someone, should I say? Because if all this that is going on has not turned on your empathy button or your sympathy button, there may be some problems. Okay, somewhere you still have some kind of compassion for people, because We serve a God who is compassionate, and God showed compassion for us. And thank God that He did, because who knows where we would be. So I promised that I was going to bring segments, and we were going to be talking about being a caregiver. I hear the glory days and the glory sides, and I think I just chimed in and I was listening to another live, and they were talking about, things that people go through, and you don't know what all they went to get to. Um, that's true. And everybody has their own experience in life. And so some folks is easy and some people it's hard. I'm going to say, as a caregiver, um, there's two sides to the coin, and I don't dress things up. As you know, usually my co-host, who usually is in here, um, she's not on our live tonight, hoping she chimes in. But my daughter had a situation that has rendered her where she had to have a caregiver. And before all this other fancy stuff, as a mother or a parent, I had to figure out how to help her, and how I could help her, and the best way to help her without all the tools and gadgets that are provided to those who can afford them. Um, not not knowing what all it entailed, but just praying and knowing that God will give me the strength to make it through. As with any parent, and your child is sick, you're going to do what you have to do to take care of them, be it your parent, your child, your spouse. If there's, a compassionate bone in you, or love in your heart just to do it, you just do it. It doesn't care if there's any reward to it financially, you just do it. And so, from a mother's point of view and a caregiver's point of view, every day ain't a sunny day. Because some days I don't want to get up and get my own self in the shower. So, understand that I love the way, some of us can glorify being a caregiver. But on the truthful side of it, it's hard. And it really is. I don't have to write a book about it. I ain't got to write a page about it. I ain't actually come to my college to study about how to be it. It was trial and error, and thank God for giving me the wisdom and knowledge to be able to make it through, to learn how to help the person who needed help. Um, and that's one of those things right now that I think each and every one of us, you may not be taking care of somebody right now, but somewhere down the line, either you're going to take care of someone or someone's going to have to take care of you. And so, as a self advocate and a person that's visually impaired as well, I have learned how to advocate for myself. I know exactly what it is I want and need. And through that, I try to be a listener and hear what it is the person needs. I don't assume, well, I'm just going to do this because I used to do it that way. No, let me hear exactly what it is you say you need. And I'm going to tell you, God has truly allowed me to open up my heart and my ears and my spirit to be able to calm down, learn how to be quiet, not to speak when I don't need to, or when I feel I need to speak and I know I'm about to speak out of anger. I know how to be quiet. When the words say study to be quiet, be slow to speak, those are one of those things that just don't come natural. It's something you really have to learn. And once it's imputed in you and you're able to process it and practice it, the better off. And not only dealing with someone you might be dealing with on the job, but you learn how to do that in a day to day life. Everything I learned from helping my daughter, and don't get that twisted, because a lot of people get my daughter and my daughter's house, which is our nonprofit organization, mixed up. I really do have a daughter. Okay. And when it comes to her, um, I try to give it 200%. I'm not gonna say one, because I've always tried to go over and above, because my one thought is always, if I was in this position, Lord, how would I want somebody to treat me? So I'm gonna say to you all, the caregivers out here of the world, I want to thank her lovely nurses, number one. because they stepped in and they're always stepping in when she need them most and when I need them too. And I thank God for that because this is not a one man team. It is no I in team. It takes more than one of us. I used to do it for almost 10 years alone. Now, if I need a moment of away or a minute of silence, there's someone else stepping in. So if you're a caregiver, don't try to be a solo team because even you need rest. Even you need time to relax and release. Not saying that I don't appreciate a vacation, but I do find it hard to be away from my family. I'm gonna say that too because I love my children and I love my husband, and I thank God that he's there because we're up and down the road all the time. Whatever it is we have to do, that's what we make ourselves available to do. And I thank God for allowing us to do that. So I'm going to say, as a caregiver, there are some things that people, sometimes they dress it up. And maybe it is pretty for you. But I'm going to say, there are some days that it gets real trying. It doesn't mean you love your loved ones any less, but rather than get frustrated with the situation, remove yourself from it for a little while. Always have you an emergency, a respite care, should I say. So in case that you need that time to release. And for some of us, you don't even have the option to do that. And so I would say to you that if you're taking care of someone and you don't have someone else to assist you and you're not able to get time to yourself, um, create you a nice quiet spot in the corner sometimes. Because it's okay if you can go into another room and just breathe, um, take the time to reflect and pull your thoughts back together. That's another way you will be able to help yourself to deal with the people you're working with. Um, there's so many other options and things that I want to share. I didn't want to get too involved in the conversation over tonight because I really want my co-host to be here. But I also want to thank y'all for just showing up and listening. I know we got snow tonight. It's cold here in North Carolina. hmm Whew, that's a doozy, y'all. So I hope everybody's planning to stay cuddled up, have a little movie, get your pillow, get your popcorn, find a good movie, and relax. Um, enjoy family, whoever you're in the house with. Try to spend time. It's a good time to communicate with each other. Uh, being shut in the house is always a good time to communicate with one another. Okay, so turn off the electronics sometimes and take a moment to spend time with your loved ones. What I plan to do. Okay, so I'm gonna move over because I'm not gonna be here long. I'm have some technical difficulties, and I think our Wi-Fi is like going in and out. So I want to also say on my old school, new school, because this new segment is called Truthfully Speaking, and I let the new school pick the title. Okay. And the old school is just gonna sit in. So I cannot wait for him to join the broadcast and see what he's bringing to the table. So I want you all to make sure you chime in. It's going to be on Friday night, 7:30, because the initial time was 7:30. Actually, it works better because there's work to be done, and we want to make sure we're on time and everybody is at home, relaxing and safe, and you have released from that job so that you can really be involved in what it is we're doing. Okay. All right. So I have one other topic tonight. It is to share with you the fact that it is Substance Use Disorder Prevention Month. So if you know somebody who's struggling with addiction and they have not found their way out, um, Go look for my page, Joyce Spencer Mintz. Joyce Mintz. You can also go to www.mydaughter's house. Oh, well, it's up there. Okay. Look on the banner, click on the website, and go over there and leave your information if you need help. And we'll help you find some resources and whatever else we may be able to help you with. We provide, we try to provide for our community several things: food, clothing, temporary shelter if necessary. Um, but as we get donations and people donate to our organization, we try to make sure that we pour out. We pour out to our community with clothing and everything else that people need because people are struggling. And there's a whole community somewhere right now, probably sleeping under a bridge or somewhere you probably don't even know. But guess what? If you see something like that, try to reach out and help them. Don't always be in fear because it's not like all of them have or want to do harm. Their situation just has changed and they haven't figured out how to get out of it. So if you know somebody struggling with addiction, please have them look over there at www.mydaughter'shouse, the number 2.com, and you can reach out and contact us. All right, y'all. I think I've said enough for tonight. My co-host will be chiming us in the near future. So I will look for you guys like we're every other Friday because we have group meetings at our foundation. So truthfully speaking, will be broadcast. Look on Shady 2K. He will be the co-host of this show. All right. And I hope I gave his tag right. All right, you guys have an awesome, awesome night. I realize it's cold, and I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Know that I love you guys, and I will look forward to talking to you again. This is Joyce Spencer Mintz signing out.